Hey everybody, it's Mandy from Treble Forge. So I feel like my normal posting schedule lately is like every 2 weeks, which it may even get a little bit more sporadic than that as baby comes, but I feel like that's understandable. All right, so I'm just gonna give you kind of a life update video today. We kind of have a lot of things going on, what's new. So we went and visited the hospital yesterday where we're gonna deliver. I've talked about this in some prior videos. So basically, we've had 7 pregnancies. Bud was delivered at a hospital very conventionally. I was like 21, conventional, all of that. Late, he came at 41 weeks, pretty big boy. He was 9.5 pounds. Baby number 2 was miscarriage. And then Jamie had him at home. He was 6 pounds. 4th baby was Zuzu, 10 pounds. Started to try to deliver at home, got transferred to the hospital because we were almost at 42 weeks and she was just not making a lot of progress. So we transferred into the hospital and I had a really good experience there, despite the mental shift of switching from home birth to hospital in like 24 hours. So we had 2 miscarriages since Zuzu and then this baby. So my midwife has been seeing me. We've just been doing like home care and we decided we were going to deliver at the hospital because I am now 3 for 3 on babies that needed encouragement coming out. I've never gone into labor on my own. I've also had 2 pretty large babies. Zuzu was sunny side up. So for all those reasons, we just decided it was just better for us to deliver at the hospital. It's not really my ideal situation, but I also don't want to be stuck in this position again where I have this giant baby making no progress. We're almost at 42 weeks. And I live 2 hours from my midwife. So it's just not really super ideal. We are 2 hours from our hospital, but if we wind up having a scheduled induction, it's not really going to matter how far we are because we'll get all the animals situated, the kids situated. So for all of those reasons, for better or for worse, we decided that that was going to be the best choice. Unfortunately, that means now that we are almost at 36 weeks, I had to go into the not to the hospital, but to their campus or whatever to get the GBS test. And basically they just want you to like have a doctor tell you how to give birth, which is kind of comical because I'm like, pretty sure I know what to do. Whatever. Went and did that yesterday and that's done and out of the way. Lord willing, we will just have a healthy baby at the hospital, a good experience like last time, and it'll all just be fine. So that's where we're at with baby. I feel pretty good still. We're going to be 36 weeks on Friday, so in 2 days. And I have pretty much been like the Energizer Bunny this pregnancy. Honestly, the more geriatric I get, the better I feel, which is kind of crazy. Jamie's pregnancy was rough because I had pups for like half of it, which is basically like this poison ivy rash you have all over your body. Zuzu's wasn't too bad, but I had started that pregnancy at like over 300 pounds. This pregnancy, in contrast, I started at like 200 pounds and I had been exercising faithfully going into pregnancy and I just have felt much better. I have not been, walking my typical 3 miles and lifting and all of that faithfully throughout this pregnancy, but having that kind of, health going into this pregnancy was a huge help. So I was baking for like 18 hours, probably more than that, on Wednesday. Thursday, we were gone all day, making deliveries and doing the things we need to do in Lancaster and all that kind of stuff. And I was just exhausted. Like on Friday, I was like, okay, I'm just going to take one day and like chill and whatever. No, Friday turned into Saturday, which turned into Sunday, which turned into Monday. And then Tuesday, that was when we went to the hospital. And Monday, we had something. Oh, Monday we were going to take the kids to Knoebels, but the heat index was like over 100. And I was like, no, I am going to die if we go do that. So we did just have a day at home. So I wound up taking like 4 days where I pretty much did about as minimal as possible. I feel a lot better today. I feel like my normal energy is pretty much back. I had a meeting first thing this morning and then I've just kind of been going since. It's been kind of nice to kind of have an office day and get caught up on things. So as far as the bakery goes, bakery is going amazingly. So I'm slowly building our customer base here at our new house. If you're new here, we moved 2 hours from where we both grew up. about a year ago. And so I'm slowly building my customer base here. What I'm trying to do is every other week we deliver to where we used to live. And then every other week we do a pickup here, or at least that's what I'm going to do for now. We share our oldest, who is almost 15. We have to drive down there anyway to get him to his dad. So it just makes sense that we sell some bread if we're going to be going there anyway. So bakery has been really awesome. Bread is going well. Pepperoni rolls are going amazingly. I added chocolate sweet rolls last time. People love those. Granola has been a hit, but cookies are a hit. So that is going really, really well. Those days, the baking days, are super intense. And we'll see how this kind of like all jives once baby is here. So I'm sure we'll get into a rhythm and it'll be fine, but really excited. Bakery's been going awesomely. Can't wait to start like testing more products and, you know, offering different things on our menu. I've had really great feedback from people, which is awesome. We poured fall soap. So fall soap will be ready to ship the first week of September. You can pre-order it on our website at chapelhillforge.com. We have vanilla cardamom and pumpkin spice. So I kind of did a poll on Facebook and Instagram, and to my surprise, vanilla cardamom was like one of the most popular, which I couldn't even believe. So those are selling pretty quickly. I only made a couple batches of each scent, so it's like a limited edition thing. So if you want that, hurry up and go pre-order those so that I have them set aside for you when they're ready. All right, so as far as Bud goes, if you've been following along with us, you know that we homeschool Bud. More commonly, we kind of unschool Bud, which basically means we do a lot of student-led learning. So he kind of, long story short, in case you're new, when he was about probably 4 or 5, I sort of realized that he was going to be a different kind of learner than I was. Zad picked up pretty quickly that he probably had some dyslexia. Reading was a struggle, switching up numbers, things like that. So we really tried to do like workbooks and more traditional homeschool, and it was just tears, and it just wasn't worth it. And so anyway, over the years, you know, he started his business. He's really found interest that he loves. He loves 3D printing. He loves mowing and weed eating and farm equipment and things like that. He loves playing Farming Simulator. My brother helped him build like a really nice gaming computer. He just has a huge variety of interests. He really loves his youth group that he's involved in here. So it's been amazing for us. If you need to have more conversation about unschooling, like, please feel free to reach out to me. You can leave a message in the comments or reach out to us on Facebook or Instagram. I love that topic and happy to help you try to figure out how that can work for your family if that's a route you're trying to go, but you're just not sure what to do. So last week, a friend from church asked if he could mow the local Christian school down here, and he, of course, wanted to do it, so he went and did it, and he is now working for them, which is great. If you are a parent of a working, non-driving teen, not that Bud doesn't know how to drive, he just legally can't, it is amazing. It's like 2.2 miles or something each way. It's just super convenient for everybody. He really enjoys it. So he's excited to get that underway. So then, just as an example, like for today, I shared this on Facebook. We filled out his direct deposit form and we filled out a W-4. He's done these things before, but it was great review. And then we just kind of like, he has a math book that's kind of like I don't know what you call it, like business math, life math, whatever, just kind of like reinforcement type stuff. And, you know, that was math for us for today, and it worked out great. And knowing how to fill out a W-4 can be really important. So as far as the farm goes, we have 2 baby piggies, and we have our 2 girls and our boy. And then we have our goats that live in the woods, forage. They're doing awesome. I've had an interesting kind of like epiphany this year. Last year, I spent so much money on chicks, and it was awful. We lost probably 2/3 of the chicks that I bought. We lost so much money on chicks. It was kind of devastating. This year, I didn't spend a cent on hatching eggs or chicks or any of that nonsense, and I literally hatched them all in the incubator. And I've had 0 deaths, absolutely 0 chick deaths. I wouldn't say my hatch rate is like through the roof. I mean, I maybe have 50%, maybe 65, something like that. But whatever, it doesn't cost me like anything, short of the little bit of electric to run the incubator for. So that's been going really well. So we have our flock for next year pretty well established. I don't think we'll need to butcher anybody at the end of this year. Maybe a few roosters, depending on how many of these guys turn out to be roosters. But everybody that I have is like, I have some going into their 3rd year. So we'll probably let them hang for another year yet. And then the end of next season, we'll need to do some butchering and get those guys into broth or stew meat or whatever. So that's going on. We are, I can't even believe, starting to think about wintering animals. So we've been talking about, most of the stuff we already have in place from last winter, but we've added pigs since then. So we need to get a system in place for them as far as like their water goes and all that kind of thing. Chickens are pretty well, like everybody pretty much just needs plugged in. Rabbits, chickens, goats, their heaters just need plugged in. We need to figure out the pig situation, which I think Zad has a plan for that. I'm sure we'll talk about it at some point. But yeah, so we're already having that conversation, making sure that we're stocked up on straw and bedding and, hay and just, getting all those ducks in a row. Also, in regards to winter, we need to split firewood. We really should have started this like several months ago. We have plenty of wood here. So interestingly, when we lived at our old house, we would call around and ask for coal prices in like March or April. We pretty much had settled in on like one family who we really like, we're friends with. And we were getting coal for about $200 a ton as long as we ordered it in early spring because it was off season. Coal has doubled. It has doubled, which is wild. Even the spring price, even if we would have bought it 4 months ago, the spring price has even doubled. So we're not totally sure if we're going to get any coal. We may just get like a ton just to have some extra. We might just wind up burning wood. Burning wood is really annoying overnight. If you burn wood, you know this, because you have to almost have somebody get up and refill it in the middle of the night. Inflation has clearly caught up to coal, which sucks. As far as food preservation projects go, so I got peaches on the shelf, I got pickles on the shelf. We need to get applesauce done. I was hoping to get it done before baby, but I really need to make sure that I have plenty of soap in stock so that if people order soap while I'm down after baby, all Zad has to do is pack it up. He doesn't have to like pour it or anything. I'd also like to get some cider in the freezer. We are completely out of cider. We might have like 1/2 gallon left. Other than that, I didn't really need to do a whole lot this year. I did a ton of canning last year, which I feel like that was like a God thing because he knew I was going to be pregnant this summer. So he's like, okay, get all this done. Obviously I didn't know this. Get all this done now because next year you're not going to quite have the energy that you have now. So peaches and pickles are on the shelf. Gonna work on applesauce, gonna work on cider. And we should be in good shape. I ordered potatoes and onions. We'll just sit those in the pantry. They don't need anything special. I might try to dry can some potatoes or make some French onion soup or something, but I can do that this winter. That doesn't have to be done now. Probably do a pantry tour here at some point. Sometime this fall, I'll do a pantry tour. My pantry is actually in pretty good shape. As far as like store-bought, like bulk stuff goes, sitting pretty well too. Pretty happy with it. Did some reorganization in there the other day. I want to show you before we go because I just think it is like super cool. So we had gotten a pig and a half we got from our friend like over the last 2 months, and we are now curing a prosciutto in the kitchen. So we started this prosciutto probably a month ago now. Basically it needs to lose, I think 30%. I had the instructions written down. It needs to lose like 30% of its weight. It started at 15 pounds. So it probably will take a year for that prosciutto to be ready. It's really cool to watch, like it sweats. And my dad's gonna make one of these little like cups. If you watch Holler Homestead, you know that they have like these little like cones or whatever. Dad's gonna 3D print us like a little cup that goes under it. Really excited to see how the prosciutto goes. So sometime next August, we should be able to eat the prosciutto, which is awesome. And now you understand why prosciutto is so expensive. So I have a video on how to make applesauce and a couple videos on apple juice and apple cider. So if you need links to those, I'll drop those in the description for you so that you know how to do that. I'll drop the link about peaches in there too. If you have any questions about anything, let me know. Always here to chat about animals, canning, homeschooling, unschooling, those kinds of things. We'll see you guys next time.